special panel that was put together by Ivy to deal with the burning topics in the cosplay community, such as body image and size and type, skin color, Rule 63 cosplay, and all of the drama that goes along with it. So we're going to start off by introducing our panelists. We have, to my right, Nicole Marie Jean. To her right, Ivy Doomkitty. Then we have Joker's Harley. Roxanna and Marianne Butler. So we're going to start out with, yes.
Can you all move to the right so we can see you? Thank you.
It's now midnight. It's now midnight. You're getting stuck.
Oh God. I didn't mean that. Scooting's not. Hold on, I can't. Too large. Okay.
Is anyone recording this? So we're going to start off by how each one of these lovely ladies got into cosplay, briefly. So we'll start with Nicole.
I don't even know what cosplay is. I dress like this every day. I got into cosplay in 2011. I discovered cosplay in 2010. My first convention, and I fell in love with the idea of bringing art and your fandom, love of fandom together. And I became obsessed with it right away, and now I'm in therapy for cosplay addictions. I've been going to cons for about 9 years, I want to say, and first time exposed to cosplay was the very first show, Wizard LA, way back when they had an LA show. And I love the idea of being able to show your love and fandom for our character, you know, and I mean, who wouldn't love to have Halloween all the time and be an adult and it'd be totally okay to be in costume, you know? So I absolutely love the concept of it, but it was one of those things that I did not immediately start cosplaying because I was afraid of people making fun of me or calling me names or like just being ready.
These tend to go out. Oh, there we go. Okay. For me, it was just one of those things where I felt like, you know, if I was going to get called names or made fun of and have to relive things, I just didn't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to deal with the negativity or just being made fun of the way I look, so to speak. And I had a lot of self-confidence issues then, so I didn't do it, you know, and it wasn't until 4 years ago at Big WOW Comicfest that I started doing figure modeling for Frank Cho, one of the comic book artists here. He had asked me to do modeling for him, and I went on stage and wore a costume and had an absolute blast. And it was still one of those things that I still had an issue with walking on the floor because I was still worried that people were going to make fun of me. So I didn't do it that year, and the year after that, all I did was figure modeling for him. And then San Diego Comic Con 2012, I decided to just go for it and make my first costume, walk the floor, and I had an absolute blast. And the response was very, very positive from people that were fans of, you know, Star Trek the original series to fans of Liberty Meadows, which is, it was a mashup of Liberty Meadows and the original series. Then I loved that. But along with that, there was also some negativity where, you know, if your photo goes online, chances are there's going to be some really nasty people that are going to make negative comments about you and try to belittle you or make fun of you, which I did experience, but for me it was just one of those things that either I let their opinions and comments affect me and I choose not to do it, or I push through that and say, you know what, I don't care what you're going to say, I'm going to go ahead and have fun because I'm doing it for me and I'm I'm enjoying it. And I've been cosplaying ever since then.
Hi. Excuse me if I mumble, I don't like talking in public. I started doing cosplay last year. Harley's Joker, my boyfriend, Anthony. You all know his Joker, probably all over the internet. After a few cons, it became obvious that I should cosplay with him and have a partner. And it's a fun little project to do. It took us a few months to make my classic Harley. I was scared. I had no self-esteem, and I felt I wasn't right for her body type. So I was really scared. He just said, "Don't worry about it. Just do it. We're gonna have fun." Went out the first con. I was really nervous, and a lot of people picked up on that, and a lot of negativity came out of that. A lot of sobbing in my room. And then the more I wore the costume, and the more I just stepped out of the box and became more confident and goofy and crazy and did not care what anyone thought, I started having fun, and people did like my cosplay. There was, one negative comment to every 20 positive comments. And now I love doing it, and I could just be silly and goofy and adorable. And yeah, you just go out there and do what you want to do, and it's cosplay. Don't have to worry about your body size, your skin color, or anything. Just, if you want to cosplay a certain character, and you're female, and if they're male, do it. If you're a male and you want to cosplay a female character, do it. So, thank you.
I always have trouble with the question, how did you start cosplaying? Because I don't think there really ever was a starting point for me. I've always dressed up in silly outfits. Yeah, I guess as an adult, the first San Diego Comic-Con I went to was 2007. But, I was dressing up for Halloween. Like, I was a person who would go all out for Halloween, like work for months on something for Halloween. So this was really a very natural fit for me. And, I've definitely considered giving it up, partly because of, online negativity. Never in-person negativity, only online negativity. People don't have the guts to say things in person. But I don't think I really could ever give it up. I don't think there's anything that could stop me from doing this, because it's just part of my character. It's part of who I am. Like, I'm imaginative, and and I like the transformation, the process of transformation, temporary transformation. So yeah, so it's kind of a hard question to answer, but I hope that more or less does it.
Trying to clap without hitting the microphone, difficult. So I have done theater my entire life, and I am more a photographer than anything else, but I found that I have a really awesome time when I dress up as characters that I love and try to take pictures of other people that are dressed up in characters that they love. It's an awesome, just emotional friendship exchange that happens almost instantly. That's how I've met most of these lovely ladies here, is just, hey, you're dressed as this. I know who that is. I'm going to take pictures of you in this pose. You know that pose? Yes, I do. Perfect. Awesome. Fantastic. That's how I got into this, and I love it, and it's fun. And yeah, people can be really not nice for whatever reason. You can be too short, too old, too young, wrong skin color, wrong hair color. They will find anything. You could be the picture-perfect physical incarnation of a character, and someone will find at least two things to pull apart. Doesn't matter what you are, who you're cosplaying. That's what happens. I love what you said, Alyssa, about it being cosplay. Yes, that. just that, cosplay. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it.
Sorry, I need the mic. I don't feel official. I don't have a microphone.
Oh, Fred.
Well, the first question that we're going to ask these ladies, well, I'm sorry, this is the second question, technically, right? Yeah, second question we're going to ask these ladies. It's kind of a multifaceted question. It has to do with body image, type, size. We've touched on it a little bit with some of the background, but what are some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome? Negativity outside the community, inside the community. And then also, what advice would you give to somebody that is wanting to get into cosplay? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah,
but-
hello? Hi, after me. Yeah.
You're always going to deal with bullies. That's, you know, I talked to the girls before we did this panel. We had a little chat online, and I said you know, there's going to be bullies everywhere. There's no way to get rid of them, really. It's, you're going to deal with a lot of negativity online. People like to hide behind a screen. They are called trolls. They, usually I don't have to deal with it to my face, dealing with anything like that. It's usually, they don't have the confidence to do that in person. So you deal with a lot of negative comments online. I tell people the best thing to do is ignore it, delete and ban them. They're just miserable people, unhappy with themselves. You know, you could have the most perfect cosplay, but somebody is going to trash talk it. I tell people, don't let them ruin your fun. I don't know if I'm covering all the questions that you have, but yeah, don't let them ruin your fun. You know, basically it. There's always some bullies.
For me, hurdles that I overcame. This one's slightly lengthy. I'll try to keep it a little short. Outside of the community, I should start off by saying that well, growing up, I was always a bit overweight. I got made fun of a lot in school. And through school, because of my weight, I had no friends in middle school, elementary school, high school. I went into home study. And I mean, for me, it was one of those things that, you know, it's fine. You know, I make friends. I can play video games and have fun and enjoy myself. It doesn't matter. But when you go to school with people all your life and they resort to a lot of name calling about your weight, and they say some pretty nasty things, that kind of sits with you for the rest of your life. And that being said, going into the cosplay community, or well, just before starting, and one of the reasons why I didn't cosplay was because I had incredibly low self-esteem. It was one of those things that, you know, I felt like I was just this tiny little insignificant nothing, and that, you know, for me it was, I'm too fat to be any character. I am too big. And because that's all I heard all my life going through school, that I was too big. I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. And, you know, so going into wanting to cosplay, me already having that negative mindset, I just, you know, I couldn't do it. I want to cosplay. I want to be Wonder Woman. I want to be Ms. Marvel. I want to be all of these characters, but I can't do it because I look a certain way, and I'm not the ideal comic book character. And I just didn't want to have to face having people make fun of me and having to experience the same things that I went through in childhood. And, you know, when Frank Cho approached me about doing the panel, by then we became friends. And, you know, he asked me to do the panel, and for me it was one of those things like, holy crap, this comic book artist wants me to do this. This is insane. He's my favorite artist. And maybe if he believes in me, maybe it is okay. Maybe it's okay for me to be comfortable in my own skin and for me to be me and accept me. And it took about 4 years until, you know, once I started cosplaying, for me to really get that in my head and realize that, you know, I do have some form of self-worth and I can be these characters and have fun and enjoy it and not let what people say affect me. So, you know, definitely if it wasn't for Frank, I would not be cosplaying, and I most definitely would not have developed a level of self-esteem or once I had given up. So go tell him when you say one thing. He really has no idea. But the chain of events that he started to make such a big impact in my life. And, you know, that being said, you know, when it came to dealing with other cosplayers, I grew up around, not comics, but video games and cartoons, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, all that stuff. I never really knew any girls that were into the things that I was into, and once I started getting into the whole cosplay scene with everybody, I was like, oh, holy crap, you know, this person likes this character, and this person likes this character. Oh, you've played a video game, and you're a girl. Oh, I love this, it was awesome. And, you know, I got to meet a lot of people and a lot of girls that were insanely accepting of you, and who have gone, and men, who have gone through similar experiences, you know, way back when, before, you know, comics and gaming were mainstream, we were all more or less outcasts, you know, it was the not cool thing to do, but we still did it. So to be right now in a position where you meet all of these fantastic people in the community and they are accepting for a change when before no one gave you the time of day is a breath of fresh air. And for me, it was just, that was just the biggest hurdle for me to overcome, just the negativity with people before then, and mostly in my head. You know, the hardest person you're going to fight against is going to be yourself, not so much other people. Because if you have that mindset for so long that you look a certain way or you feel a certain way about yourself, it's going to take a while for you to overcome that and actually live. And I know I so derailed off the question. I don't even remember the question.
I was like, what was the question?
Do you remember the question?
Three questions.
There was three questions.
Questions.
We started to dissect them.
Oh, one of them's advice.
But definitely the advice I would give you guys is take it and run with it and have fun with it and live and enjoy your life.
Just do it.
Oh yes, at MegaCon. If there's something that you want to do and you're afraid to do it, or afraid of people saying things negatively about you, ignore them and
Just do it.
just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Sponsorships.
So yes, I totally derailed off of that. So I will hand it off to Ms. Harley's Joker. Joker Charlie. Joker Charlie. I love you.
Everyone.
I've changed. So yeah, negativity. My biggest one was my curvature. I'm too curvy, too hippie to be Harley Quinn. My boobs aren't big enough. Well, if you're gonna be wearing spandex suit that's, you know, 1/4 of an inch thick, you're not gonna have some. So shush. But it was just, yeah, everyone was picking apart my body type, and I don't know, it really got to me, and it didn't help that I was always a little bit on the heavier side, and I have a twin, and we look exactly alike, except she's very, very thin. And I've been told my whole life she's much prettier than I am. Thanks. And it hurt. Being compared to someone that I look like, that I have the same genes as. Because I was scared to do this. And then my lovely boyfriend gave me the confidence and taught me, you know, acting 101. And now I have a lot of comments. I still have some moments, but I don't look at the comments anymore and freak out. I just be silly and goofy and do whatever I want, and I just have fun with it. And I'm glad that I'm not compared to someone else anymore, because that hurt. So it was really hard. And so it just feels good to have so many people look up to me, and I could be a role model for and help. Because I went through a lot of negative stuff through my life with my family, saying that I wasn't as pretty and I need to lose weight, and question the clothes I was going outside. You know, it's hot, summertime. I want to I'd be wearing shorts that short. And you know, here I am in this tiny little dress. And I feel really good. I feel cute and sexy, and that's all that matters. It's how you feel yourself. You shouldn't listen to other people and take it too much to heart, because it will hurt you in the end. You know, as long as you feel good about what you're wearing and how you feel, and you walk on that con floor like you're the sexiest thing in the entire world, and you leave a trail of fire. People will see that confidence respond and be absolutely positive and kind and look up to you for having that confidence that they can see. It's just radiating off of you. So just do it. Whatever you want.
I love that we're sitting here talking to you guys about this. I love that these ladies around me are sitting here talking to you guys about this. When I posted on my Facebook page about this panel, I had a gentleman reply and say, you know, what do the people on this panel know about people saying you shouldn't cosplay? You know, so they say you shouldn't cosplay, right? Is the name of the panel, and he was saying, you know, what does Nicole Jean and Ivy Doomkitty and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. What do these ladies know about, you know, challenges of cosplaying? What do they, you know? It was
beautiful ladies.
It was beautiful. I think, yeah. I can't remember the exact wording, but that was the gist of it. And that was actually what prompted our discussion that we had before this. And I'm really glad that it is us, because here we are sitting in front of you, telling you, no, really, really, everyone can face challenges with this and get past them and get through them and, you know, be amazing, gorgeous cosplayers. I think everybody has to find their own truth as far as how you deal with bullying. You know, I know Nicole prefers to ignore and ban, and I that is effective. For me, my truth has been to call people out on what they say, and you know that doesn't always work. Sometimes ignore and ban is is the bottom line. But for me, I like to remind people that I'm a human being, that I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not actually a comic book character. Thank you, very flattering, but I'm not. I'm a real person with real feelings, and there's a person behind the computer screen reading what you're saying about them. And I've had some success with that. You know, I've had enough success that I continue doing it, but it does feel like a losing battle sometimes. That's my preferred method. That's my truth. I'm a fighter like that, I guess. But it can get you into trouble. You know, it can get, yeah, obviously, I've been in my share of arguments. I just want to encourage people to approach this hobby in their own way. I've certainly had, particularly women and men too, message me saying things like, you know, I would love to do what you do, I would love to cosplay, but I'm too fat, or I'm ugly, or I don't look anything like the character. And I'm really glad that they are reaching out and saying that to me, because I want to reply, I want to tell all of you, do not let that stop you. You know, even we here up on the stage have felt like this, and we did not let it stop us. And so I'm glad that I have the opportunity, like right now, to say that to people. And if you ever need a boost, you know, drop me a message on Facebook. Yeah, that's my truth.
I'm really short, and that kind of sucks when you do cosplay stuff occasionally, because if you do the big giant group cosplay gatherings, which are awesome, try them sometime. Go as a photographer, go as a cosplayer, it is an awesome experience. But when you're short, it's really hard to try to be in the group. Because you either have to say, okay, cool, I'm gonna go in the front. Oh, what makes you so special that you get to go in the front? I'm short, I'm sorry. I spent just as much time on this costume as you did on yours, Miss 6'3" person who's gorgeous, and if I stand in front of you, we can still see your costume. That's one of the biggest problems I've had, is just my height in general, and I don't know why that's a thing, but it's been a thing where I wear costumes of characters who are not short, and people are like, you're really short for a stormtrooper. Which I don't know, but I'm not. Just for that moment, and say, yeah, and. But that is a big one, the fact that I am a mother. I have a daughter. That is the thing. I try not to talk about it often because it's not something that matters in the grand scheme of costume wearing. Oh, you're in a full covered bodysuit with armor. Cool. You're a parent? Awesome. You're in a bathing suit on the beach. You're a parent? Awesome. It doesn't matter. That's one of those things that I don't think should count, but it has, so I don't talk about it. You're a parent. Why are you running around wearing that? Because I'm at a convention, and I can. It happened. It happened at Comic-Con once, and it was not a pleasant experience, but pretty much everything that you would encounter in a daily experience, something that would happen at work or at school, will happen at a convention. And it's, just be prepared for it. Like, that's the big one. The worst thing you could ever imagine hearing from someone on the street, if you are in a costume, be prepared to hear it. And then if it doesn't get said, awesome. Best day ever.
All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is skin color, and it is, should you cosplay outside of your skin color, and if so, why?
I definitely think you should, feel comfortable cosplaying outside of your skin color. I would say cosplay your favorite characters despite skin color or ethnicity or anything like that. Yeah, great. I mean, you go, girls. Yeah. Put your out? What are you doing?
It's not easy being
dirty on the spot. I don't want to touch on it yet, but it also goes with the whole gender thing, which we'll discuss. If you love the character, cosplay the character. That's what I say. Despite gender, ethnicity, skin color, hair color.
I am of Latin American descent, and when you look at how many characters there are that are Latin American, about a handful. There's not that many. The vast majority are of lighter skin, and for me, I like characters of different ethnic backgrounds, different skin color, I once cosplayed Storm, and I did get a lot of crap for that, because I wasn't African. That made absolutely no sense. But then I also get stuff if I cosplay like Ms. Marvel or Marvel Girl, because I'm not of that skin tone. And for me, it's just, skin color was never an issue for me growing up. So the way I always take it is, hey, I like the character, I'm going to cosplay, just like Nicole said. If I like the character, I'm going to do it regardless if somebody says one thing or another, or, oh, you're too of this color to be able to do it. Hey, if I want to do Darth Talon one day, then I'm going to go with the red. So, just have fun with it. You will have people that will take one side or another. Honestly, it's not that many when it comes to skin tone. It's not that many that I've come across online. That will say that you shouldn't cosplay this color or that color. If anything, one thing I have noticed a lot of is if anyone is of African American descent or of darker skin tone and they cosplay a character that is of lighter skin tone, I have seen they get a lot of negativity for it. And there's one friend of mine, her name is Jay Justice. She's out in the... Yeah, you can mention that too. Yes. She's big happy. She's
does Wonder Woman, any character you can possibly think of, and she rocks every single one of those. And yeah, she has to deal with some people that are just insanely closed-minded and live in the, geez. I mean, it's 2014. What are we still doing having to deal with, you know, issues like that? You know,
Yeah, skin color shouldn't matter. I haven't faced skin color. I've done one character, so I don't have that issue. I have had weird questions, and I guess people get upset that I'm not blonde. Okay. Or they know, are you gonna wear a blonde wig? Okay. No. That's just, it's ridiculous. I'm wearing a cowl, I'm not gonna do it. And you don't have to wear a wig. You don't have to kill your hair and dye it blonde. If you want to be Harley Quinn, not rock the cowl. You don't have to be a redhead to do Ivy. You can just do whatever you want. I've had a lot of people send me messages with just how I'm a role model and how they've had a lot of issues with their skin color. Like I've had one girl tell me that she loves Harley Quinn, just loves her, adores her, but she's African American, and she's had issues with people saying that she can't and shouldn't cosplay her. Well, first off, she's wearing white paint. You can't see it. For all of you, if you didn't see my skin on my arms, you wouldn't even know if I was a darker color, if I was really white or just tan. You wouldn't know. I'm wearing white makeup. Doesn't matter. Also, besides the point, yes, you can totally be whatever color and be any character you choose to be. If you have a special connection with a character and you just love them so much and you want to portray them, they give you confidence because of their personality and how they're portrayed on the comic book or on the screen, and you want to portray them yourself, go for it. It doesn't matter, you know, what color, what race. That's the biggest thing too. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about, you know, I'm Asian, can I be an American? Can I be a Captain America? Can I be this person? Yes, you can. If you, like I said, have the confidence to go do it, and you have the heart to go do it, just do it. It doesn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. And people make too big of a deal over it, and it's just nitpicking. They're just nitpicking now. And it's stupid and juvenile. Everyone needs to grow up. Sorry. It's hard, but you gotta grow up. I'm done.
I think it's pretty obvious, you know, how everyone here on this panel feels about cosplay and about people choosing characters. Anyone can and should play any character. This is play, after all. That being said, I am going to have a politically correct moment, and I would urge those of us with very light skin to keep in mind the path of history. And when cosplaying a character such as, say, Princess Jasmine, it can be seen as offensive to some people if you tan your skin to be that character. And this is a tricky line because, you know, maybe I could go into a tanning salon and get that color naturally. Like, maybe that could, you know, be my natural color, or maybe I'm just using makeup. And so there can be a tricky line in there as far as, like, how much of that you're doing. But, you know, blackface is real. Blackface is still real, unfortunately. And so I would urge people to be sensitive going in that direction, say, a white person cosplaying Storm, which is awesome, and like, go for it. I freaking love Storm. She's, you know, one of my all-time favorite characters, and maybe someday I'll do it. But I won't tan my skin for it. And I'm just gonna put that out there as a thought.
But
No, but I do think it's part of the larger conversation. Yeah. And I think it's sad. You know, I was going to mention Jay Justice as well because she's amazing. Everybody go look her up. She does awesome cosplay work, and it's sad and it's hard that she spends so much of her time online educating people because they are making negative, derogatory, racially loaded comments. And yeah, it would just really be nice if that stopped. Can we just stop that? Like, my heart goes out to her. Like, she is so tough and intelligent and wonderful, and she's fighting a good fight. But I just want it to stop. Anyway, that's my little thought on race and cosplay. But yeah, bottom line, this is fun. Do whatever the heck you want to do.
From a photographer standpoint, taking photos of ethnic people dressed as certain characters can be freaking amazing. Like, just there's something about the light that happens, and it's awesome and it's beautiful. But that's true of anybody. Like, if you are in your costume, in your character, and you believe you are that character for 5 minutes, it will pick up and it will be worth it. It will be worth anything anyone can say negatively about that outfit, because I firmly believe that cosplay is a sense of empowerment, that when you are dressing up as this character that you love, you are borrowing from that character's strength. They mean something to you. They mean enough to you to go through the time, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the 6 different fabric stores in one day. It means enough to you to put this effort into it that the character speaks to you on some level, and if you bring that out when you are in a costume, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. And that's just where it is for me, that it doesn't matter. I've seen every possible type of person cosplay, every character you can imagine, and all of them are awesome. It's awesome.
Can I add something real quick? I think that people who are going to comic conventions are all coming here because they love comics or video games or what have you, and they're coming here to have fun and feel like they're part of a community that loves everything that they love. It's nice to know that you're going to a place to be with people like you. So that doesn't, I feel like the backstabbing, the name calling, and negativity that goes on within this community now shouldn't be deserved, because people are coming here to have fun and feel part of the community, because like us, sometimes we can feel a little isolated at home or at school. This is an escape for them. And so it should just be fun and not about putting down others because you feel bad about yourself. Like I said, it's a community.
Briefly add to that and say that it baffles me, it completely baffles me how a demographic of people, we geeks of the world, could have experienced bullying growing up, could have experienced how terrible people can be to each other, and then grow up and turn around and treat other people the way we were treated, like the way they were treated. That's something I will never understand, but it happens in this community. I don't understand it. Like, don't you remember what that felt like? Anyway, yeah, baffling, isn't it?
I just wonder if all of these people that are being mean and cruel, like, realize that they just got told to grow up by a panel full of people in costumes. That's just the first one is Joker's Harley, like, pointing, saying you need to grow up. That should be the punishment.
Let's do that. We're going to make that happen. That's going to be a thing.
So the last topic we have is Rule 63 cosplay, which has gotten really popular as of late. We might know somebody on this panel that likes doing it, I'm not sure. But the question we have is have you ever done a gender bent cosplay?
No.
Okay. If so, why did you choose it? What draws you to the characters and so on?
Hello?
Okay, loud noises. Oh, hello? No.
Is your details?
I can be loud. We can be loud, right?
Hello?
No, we're just, I'll yell.
Kinda.
So I do a lot of Rule 63 gender bent cosplays. The reason for that is I am a fan more so of male characters than female characters. And I believe you should cosplay whatever characters you love. And I love the male characters, so I'm going to cosplay as them. And I also enjoy the challenge of being able to take a very large man, like Shao Kahn here, and redesigning it to be a female character. So I love doing that. Yeah, so as I was saying before, doesn't matter ethnicity, skin color, or gender. What? I don't. Hello? Hello? I tried. No. If you love the character cosplay, that's the whole. We're playing dress up. We're showcasing our love of these characters. And, so yeah, that's why I dress up as men a lot. I'm secretly men. So.
I checked.
Yeah. That's a different panel when we talk about.
I've done Dr. Doom, and that one was a ton of fun. I'm a fan of Dr. Doom, but I'm also a fan of a lot of other male characters. And as a kid, I gravitated more towards the male characters. You know, Magneto, Batman. They're just amazing. I did. I'm sorry. I have an epic crush on Magneto, Batman, and Ezio from Assassin's Creed. It's really bad. You know, but I have no problem cosplaying outside of my gender. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that, you know, more power to you if you can take a traditionally male or female character and alter it so that it now looks awesome in the opposite gender. You know, I think it's really cool. It's a way of expressing yourself creatively and not limiting yourself. So I say just, you know, go ahead and go with that. But just real quickly, I'm going to go off on a real quick tangent. I just wanted to touch on the subject of cosplaying and how it goes with your age. You know, if you're 85 years old, go ahead and cosplay whatever you want. If you're 20, go ahead and cosplay whatever you want. You know, don't let your age affect what you choose to cosplay or limit yourself to, oh, well, you know, because I have white hair or because I'm of this age, I can only cosplay characters that are this age. Oh, I can only be Heisenberg. I can only be this. I can only be that. And just do whatever you want. Don't limit yourself. You know, down in Southern California, we have this lady, and I'm sure some of you may have seen her. Cosplays as Xena.
Awesome.
And she's an older lady, and she rocks her costume. She's absolutely amazing. And like you just see the twinkle in her eye and just how much she enjoys what she does. And I see her and I'm like, you know what? I want to be like her when I get there. And not sorry.
Does this work? Yeah. I've never done a gender bent costume. I love the idea of it. I just never done it. And I feel like if you want to take a male costume and make it female, do it, vice versa. Or if you're female and you want to dress in the male costume, you know, super easy. You can cut your hair, put a wig on, be adorable. That's awesome too, and vice versa. I don't think the gender should limit you. People are going to probably not have the best things to say about it, but you just have to overcome it like everything else.
Boobs. Why didn't you put boobs on a male character?
Who doesn't like boobs?
Have you seen boobs?
They're giants. Like, it's true.
But it's just it doesn't matter what gender you are or anything. I've come in contact with I think it was like 3 male Harley Quinns, all classic. And some of them have just been clearly men in spandex or men adding a little padding in certain areas. And They love it. They're up there with everyone else smiling and having fun. So if you feel something on the inside, express it on the outside. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I'm what you could call a card-carrying member of the Gender Bent Justice League. And that was a really interesting project. You know, it sort of started as a lark. It sort of started as Tallest Silver's doodles in her sketchbook, and turned into, I don't even know how many of us, 15 of us, something like that, gender bending the characters of the Justice League. I'm Aquaman.
Totally awesome, by the way.
And that was a really interesting project. It was really interesting to see how everybody approached it a little bit differently. I think one of the things that was really powerful to the people who saw us was that we attempted to keep the level of coverage of superhero costumes when crossing them over to the other genders. So Superman and Batman are very covered up, and Power Guy is wearing almost nothing, and it's beautiful. And one of our hunters, we have a couple hunters, but one of them has the great like ab window and the tight short shorts, and you know, we certainly just meant to be fun, but it was really interesting how that kind of turned into a commentary on the design of comic characters. And you know, I like to pretend we totally meant to do that, but yeah, so that was a really interesting project. I had really super short hair when I made that costume for the first time. I think it was like 2 inches long. I used to spike it up. I know. That was fun. Those were the days. Short hair. And, you know, I didn't hide my shape. It was clear that I was, you know, a woman in that costume. None of us are trying to hide anything. We are being, you know, women or men in these costumes. And, you know, I got called derogatory names for lesbian multiple times online. I don't know, you know, that's back to my bafflement of like, I don't understand what the point of this is. Like, what are you getting from saying something like that to somebody who's just dressed up in a silly outfit having fun? Like, where do you get off on that? So yeah, the reactions were really mixed. And then it was really fun to see the girls be like super lecherous over the boys. Our men are wearing very little men. We have a vixen fox as well. And, yeah. And he does like wow. Oh, Zayton, yeah. We have some fishnets, Black Maneri. Wears a fishnet shirt. And it is kind of satisfying to see them being objectified. Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. We've had enough already. So I recommend it. You'll have a new, fresh, interesting cosplay experience. I absolutely recommend it.
Well, the two costume superheroes most of us come in contact with first are Superman or Batman, right? Those are the two. And those are your gateway superheroes, as it were. So it's not strange that many ladies would also dress up as Batman or as Superman and not change that word at the end of it to say, yeah, I'm Batman. Yes, I'm a girl, but I'm Batman. Yes, I'm Superman, but you know what? I'm a girl and I'm Superman because he's awesome and I also have the girl of power thing going on. But I mean that's just one of those things, that it is the empowerment and it is something about that character that speaks to you that makes you want to embody them. And that's what it is. It's very much the whole a warrior putting on their mantle, their armor, their +3 bracers of whatever. It's that moment of, okay, cool, I'm getting something out of doing this. It's going to protect a part of me. It's going to bring something out of me. I have one gender bent costume. I do a Nikki Fury, which is one. Because you have all the Avengers, right? And in the movie, there's only one chick, really, who is a member of the team. That's not Mariah Hill, that's member of the team. So being able to do that is a lot of fun when you don't have other women characters available to just go, hey, cool, I can do this. Ta-da! But it's fun. Don't be afraid to be whatever character speaks to you.
Are you getting a message from this panel?
Well, unfortunately, because of time, we have time for one question, and I'm making her pick because I don't want to do that. Any questions for any of our panelists?
No one else?
Well, that makes it easy.
I know, we have Superman and Westeros dress.
If we can answer them real quick, maybe we can squeeze both in.
I have a 4-part question.
Get out! Get right out!
One serious comment was my wife does a Zoe. She spent like 6 months getting the vest right, the belt right, everything right for Zoe from Firefly. And she gets, oh, so you can't play Zoe, you're not African American. So she replies back, you're an idiot because she's Cuban. Her natural hair already looks like Gina Torres's, and she's like, outside of the white, like, she's still, and you know, Gina Torres is an Amazon to begin with, and my wife is a lot more on Marianne's side, so, but people are like, you can't be, and we have a friend who's a customer who's like, you'll always be white Zoe, and we're like, well, where are you coming off, like, we're supposed to be on the same side here, like, how are you being that judgmental? And then she wore it at Cracking Con a couple months ago and got most accurate to character.
Right. Tell them to grow up. Tell them to grow up.
Yes.
Just do it.
I hear what you guys are saying a lot, and I'm part of Tumblr and the more positive cosplay community, so we're just do it. But I decided before I came to watch yours cosplay, and one of the first episodes I think I felt so bad, it was Yaya Han said you have to pay attention to your body type before you cosplay, and that broke my heart.
And a lot of people come to me asking questions saying that they've been put down by her.
Yeah.
And then come to me to talk about it.
Which breaks my heart because before I knew that, I love Yaya, and she's an amazing costume, but just, if you guys have views on her as a cosplay, because I know it's a very divisive show.
Oh, I
think we need another...
Here's the thing about...
Yay or boo?
The thing about Heroes of Cosplay is the editing.
Yeah.
It's all about editing. It's not the people on there saying things, it's the editor and the producers and whoever.
It's their agenda.
It's their agenda, what they want to put out there, how they get drama. People love drama. They're like, okay, we're going to make this a drama. So they're going to edit it as best they can to make it a drama instead of informative or show the full side of everyone and the process. Because the people on that show aren't those people. They were made to look like those people because of editing, because of the producers.
Because you'll hear negative stuff left and right. It boils down to, are you going to let that affect what you choose to do? You know, let's say there's some rumor or somebody says, you know what, Ivy said this and this and this, and people that look this way can't do that. You know, you could hear that from any one of us. That's, you know, I'm not saying that that was factual or not, you know, but it boils down to, if you hear that, are you going to let that affect what you choose to do? Are you going to let that decide on if you're going to cosplay or not? Are you going to let someone else rule your life, or are you going to do it for you? You know? At this point, the panel's over. We're dangerously close to going past our time, but the last thing I want to say is the title of this panel is called So They Say You Shouldn't Cosplay. So if they say you shouldn't cosplay and you want to cosplay, what are you going to do?
Just do it!
There we go.
And then really quick, just go down the line. Where can we find all of these lovely ladies in the interwebs?
I am editor-in-chief for Aggressive Comics. Because chicks can do that too.
True story. You can just find me under my name pretty much on any social media outlet. My name's Roxanna Meta. So type it in and you'll probably find me.
And it's META. You can find me at facebook.com/ this is very important because someone took it. It's Joker's Harley Cosplay because someone stole Joker's Harley. So you have to remember, there's cosplay at the end.
Ivy Doomkitty, all the things.
And mine's pretty easy. Nicole Marie Jean, you can really find it anywhere, like Twitter and I'm on Tumblr, all over the place. But it's Instagram, facebook.com/Nicole Marie Jean page.
Dave Turner. Oh, we tried. Anyways, thank you all for coming, taking the time out of your day. We really enjoyed this. You guys have a good rest of the show.